to say about the late thing?
Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTube. What is going on? I am your host, Juice. Joined today by Scorch. Scorch, how the vibes? What's going on? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Vibes are chilling. Just started playing a new game. Having a lot of fun with it.
I think I know what game you're talking about, but getting into this matchup, we have Umbra and Republic, and I apologize for this game starting so late. Took us forever. I've been on my waiting screen for what, almost 15 minutes now, but we're finally in this game. Republic starting out on the attack, Umbra on the defense. What are you looking forward to in this matchup?
Well, I heard that R3 has a little trick up their sleeve when it comes to this map in general. I have not seen it at all. I am the captain of R3, so I have not seen it at all. So I'm a little excited to see how they start on attack and how this works as we get into this round. Foam does go on hatch, gets blown. There's a drone going out towards library, looking to see if they can drone in any library. They do, however, just barely not see Fortune, but they do see that there is somebody on that flank. They see Defifu as Wet Bussy Fart gets the pick onto David in A, with Reaver looking to see if he can take him out, and he does take him out, making it a 4v4.
Yeah, I didn't even have my drone over there because there was some stuff going on in kitchen as Fortune got one. Trick did get refragged from Fortune, and yeah, it was kind of a split push from Republic. They had two people going outside to A as we see Blue off on the backside again getting another pick. Okay, this is like a very split push we're seeing from Republic, and it really is not working out because it's now a 3v1 all up to Reaver.
Yeah, and Reaver takes out Fortune in A, making the other one very low. Reaver versus Joa. Let's see if he can hit the shots here. Looking to reload. He pushes up, gets a little bit more damage on Joa, but needs to reload. Takes out Joa. It is now a 1v1 health in favor of Blue, and he does not have the EMP, and Blue takes out Reaver with a headshot to put Umbra up 1-0. But it was a very close round, Juice.
Yeah, it was kind of it was very split push. They had like two people going through the A side, then they had people pushing through kitchen, through library. That was, I honestly, I didn't think that was gonna work, but I mean, they brought it down to a 1v1 somehow. Who was that? Reaver got like two of them and was able to clutch it, or almost clutch it, but
yeah. Yeah, Reaver got 2 picks on that and ended up almost, or not really getting the third. He could not, but the third was on 78 HP. However, Reaver had a Cyclone, so it would have been maybe 2 shots to the head. Still doable, but yeah, Reaver was in a 1v3 situation, made it a 1v1 with 3 picks of his own for round number 1. Let's see how they can do for round number 2, as it seems like they might be going for a bait and switch.
Yeah, we have Joa on this backside with a Omen, and yeah, I think they're going to kill the AI to try to grab their gun, but if Joa's sitting here, he might just kill these players through the door. I mean, David's going to shoot the door open, and Joa is Joey gonna peek it? Joa, and he does take out David, and all these Republic players are tucked on each other right outside of this A side. I think we're having a bait. Yeah, we're having a bait coming out from Flare here. So I wonder how this is gonna play out.
Yeah, and it seems like Joa probably thought that the bot was the only one pushing in, as now all 3 players are pushing in as Defifu takes out Flare on the flank. Joa looking to see if he can take out another one, but cannot, as Jolly takes out Joa with the headshot. Reaver pushing up onto the con, takes another player out with the Incend damage. It is now a 3v2 in favor of Republic as EMP is down now. Trick looking to see if they can stop the hatch denial, looking to make it 1-1.
Yeah, that definitely worked out better than I thought, because yeah, when they killed that AI, they didn't swing off of it, so they actually just kind of waited, but Reaver takes out one and connector refrag by Defi, making it a 1v2. This is going to be a very hard retake if you are Defi here, because you have both these players holding their cross angles, and Defi is picked off, and Republic ties it up.
Yeah, that was a really nice play, and I want to go back to that bot play where Joa swung out and killed David. You are right on that. He kind of just thought that the bot was the only one over there and didn't really check, which in most situations, I probably would have been fooled by that as well, realizing, oh, the bot is just pushing in. He's because they broke the door on the other site, but you have to realize that sometimes they're following the bot, sometimes they're baiting that bot. So even though there is a bot and they are down a player, it doesn't mean they can't use that to their advantage to sort of bait that bot.
Yeah, and I thought, yeah, like you said, I thought when Joa killed that AI, I thought they were all going to swing him, but that's actually very well disciplined from Republic right there because, yeah, like you said, it made them think that it was just the AI over there because Joa was waiting for someone to swing, but no one swung, so then he was like, okay, I'm just going to go back to the other site, and then that's when that push started, and then it was a 3-on-1 in sight. Whoever was sitting in there got slammed, and then it was wraps from there.
Yeah, especially with the incense going off in Con. Nonetheless, there's a new round happening. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left on the clock. Reaver looking to push out and automatically takes out Joa. 2 other players look to take it as one of the players is the bot with a shotgun. Will he kill David? It's Ewat versus David. Reaver takes out Ewat. It looks like David had a little bit of help there, as it is now a 5v3 in huge favor of R3. It seems like Umbra misplayed as Defi Fu takes out Trick. Reaver pushing in, takes out Defi Fu, and Fortune takes out Reaver. It is now a 2v2. Very, very quick.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't really know what happened. Everyone just kind of died really fast, and yeah, we almost had a one-on-one with the AIs, but what do you call it? Umbra? One of the Umbra players got that pick, but now it is a 2v2. Everyone has 100 health, but gun advantage is in favor of Umbra right here, as they do have a Viper and a Marui. And on the Republic side, Flare only has a Spectral going along with Jolly's Viper, so this is going to be a very hard attack, but one pick coming out from Jolly here, so now Fortune is left in a 1v2, but he does still have that Marui.
Yeah, and I think Jolly should pick up that Viper and give it to Flare there, but he looks to be pushing up. Incense gets thrown, and Fortune pushes up, takes out Jolly. It is now a 1v1 with Flare, looking to see if they can rotate. Will Fortune realize that in time? Doesn't look like he is, as he's still sitting on that doorway. Flare pushes up and plants the EMP. What a beautiful play by Flare. I don't know how this round's going to go, because EMP is down with wallbang ability, but Fortune has that one-shot capability.
Yeah, if you are Flare here, I think, yeah, he is going to play for the wallbang. He's just going to wait for that audio cue of the EMP being touched. And is he going to swing it? Is Fortune going to stick it? Fortune is sticking. Whoa, I think Flare's gun just messed up, and Fortune might actually get it. Is he going to get it? Yes, he does. So I think Flare played a little too far away. He kind of like... He was playing in the hall, and his gun like kind of glitched out. I don't know if you saw that. It like started shooting at the sky. But,
yeah, I did.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate indeed. I do think that Flare kind of had that one in the bag. All he had to do was wallbang. It seems like he did take a little bit too much time to push up and wallbang that, but when he did push up, his I believe it was the tracking in his gun kind of screwed up, which is unfortunate, and it's happened to me a lot, but it is now the new normal of breachers, and some players just have to adjust to that.
Yeah, and I want to point out, when you are in a post plant, especially in a 1v1 like that, I think running away that far is just kind of a misplay, because he, what is it called? Flare couldn't really get an angle on the EMP, because there is that box right there. I think whoever was defending was, yeah, able to get like a lean and just defuse the bomb, and Flare didn't even hit him at all, I don't think.
Yeah, if he did hit him, he probably just hit him in the hand as he was shooting the EMP, but then this gun kind of glitched out. I don't know. There's an unfortunate situation by Flare, and he kind of played that a little too passively. I feel like it would have been more advantageous to push up a little bit. Nonetheless, Drone gets out immediately, gets taken out in kitchen, but does get that info, as they do see one in kitchen. Joa on the flank taking out David, as now Joa might be looking a little bit extra to make sure that there is not another 3 pushing in, but it does seem like as Defi Fu takes out Flare, it is now a 5v3 where they're looking to push up. Reaver takes a lot of damage. Fortune takes out Jolly and Reaver and Trick on the flank. Holy, what a play by Fortune, and what a round to Umbra.
Yeah, like we've said this before, Scorch, when you are pushing that library room, you want someone on that double window just watching flank. Every time we push this site on our team, I always sit on this double window, holding and lean onto kitchen, because this is such a good flank for the defenders. If no one's keeping an eye on it, like literally what just happened, Fortune able to get 3 players and they didn't even look his way.
Yeah, especially considering that there was, didn't look like there was a flank watcher. Like, if the flank watcher was there and then ended up dying, it just looked like there wasn't one in general. So yeah, you just want to make sure you have that flank watch or that cut to prevent other people from being able to flank your team. I feel like if Fortune did not flank that team, I don't know, it could have gone a different way, not 100% sure. But you never really know, especially considering that you died by 1 player because 1 person did not watch that area.
Yeah, and you do really need like a designated flank watch, because that's just one of the, what are these trip mines? Okay, that's one of the biggest things about this game is like communication and being able to know what everyone's doing. And I think Republic just wasn't really communicated that well, because they didn't have anyone watching that kitchen door, and Fortune was able to capitalize on that huge. And we are getting into this. Umbra up 3-1 right now, and it's still a, oh wait, no, someone did join on the Umbra side, so they do have 5 players now, so that's sweet. Fortune, I think Fortune got shot by his teammate. He's already almost 60 health, but nobody dead yet. 30 seconds down. Oh man, as I say that, Reaver takes out Joa, Defi takes out 1, Flare takes out I don't know what's going on, but Republic has the main advantage, up 4-3 right now.
Yeah, Flare did take out a player on that flank, and he's now droning to make sure there's nobody else. As Trick pushes up and foams the wall, drone gets down, realizes that there's nobody there, and now they are pushing up, looking to see if they can blow that wall. 3, 2, 1, I believe. There's gonna be blowing, and then Reaver pushes up and takes out Fortune. Both walls are blown. Incense goes out to deny the flank as Blue takes out Reaver. It is now a 3v2 in favor of Republic, although, excuse me, a 2v2 technically, because the bot is still alive. Bot pushes up, trying to see if he can take some damage, gets a little bit of damage on Blue. There's still a 2v2. Flare pushes up, takes out both players, and Wet Bussy Fart and Blue to go go down by just 1. I feel like the momentum swung a little bit towards Republic's side as Flare redeemed himself from that 1v1.
Having David on that, in that red hall swinging that door, low-key might have helped out Republic a little bit, because David did get a little bit of damage, and that's a body, so now they know that that player is close on that little half wall about to swing, so Flare able to stand up, take out 1, and then take out that second player swinging. And just like that, it's possible to go 3-3 into this half.
Yeah, very, very possible, and I feel like it's looking more and more likely, as it seems like this is the site that Republic does good on. I do believe that, I mean, there's only been 1 round on this site, but they have won that round with that bait and switch. I wonder if Joa is going to do the same thing. It looks like Blue might be going on this side. Will they realize this time that maybe there's not going to be a whole other team pushing behind David? But you gotta always wonder. Blue is probably gonna take out this bot and then sit here. Now that is a 4v4 going the other direction, as Joa immediately takes out Trick and Blue takes out David. It is now a 3v5, very, very quick onto the side of Umbra.
Whoa, yeah, those are very early picks, so you are definitely happy if you are an Umbra fan right now. And I don't think Republic has even gone into the building yet. All 3 of these players are still outside. So they took out the AI, took out Trick. I don't know how Trick died, but it seemed like he died upstairs. And there's no drones left for this attack, so it's going to be kind of a hard take as Joa able to swing off of his teammate and get that pick. And now it's just Jolly and Flare left in a 2v5. This is definitely not in your favor if you are Republic here.
Yeah, it is not in their favor, but it is still doable. As Flare pushes up, looking to see if he can take out Joa, and unfortunate, he's not able to take out Joa. It is now 5v1 with the extreme advantage of Umbra. Jolly pushing up to take out, or to get any sort of util as possible. Fortune walks through the Insen as the nade goes up. Fortune going all the way upstairs. Jolly pushing on the side, takes out Fortune, pushes up, takes out Blue. It is now 1v3, looking a little bit less and less favorable on Umbra's side as Jolly looks to stop Umbra in their halt, possibly acing this round.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw, but Flare, when he was about to swing the stairs, he had a cloak and he accidentally shot his gun. And Joa was looking the other way, but because he heard that shot, he was able to look back and then take out Flare right before he swung. And it's just, you wonder if Flare gets that pick off on the Joa, it could be a 2v2 right now instead of a 1v3.
Yeah, as Wet Bussyfart takes out Jolly, it seems like it was a little bit unfortunate as Jolly stopped looking his direction because he thought he killed him, just barely missed his shot. Although, I believe it was Wet Bussyfart that took him out. So what a really nice blind shot that he had to take out Jolly.
Yeah, and it was unfortunate for Republic. They had the AI die really fast, which obviously that's just going to happen because they walk in. But then Trick instantly died, and when you already have an AI on your team and then you die as well, it's the numbers 5-3 off rip. That's just very hard to come back from, honestly. And they just what do you call it? Umbra was able to capitalize off that and go into this half up 4-2 now.
Yeah, but Republic did get their 5th now finally, so it is a 5v5. Let's see if that changes anything. But this is, I feel like, to its own credit, I feel like this is more of a defensive heavy map. So I feel like just getting 2 rounds alone by the R3 side is kind of nice to be able to have that going into their defensive half. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left on the clock. Drone pushes up, and Drone's in green, realizes there's nobody there. Joa immediately shoots down the vent. Will he push up and get possibly picked off by Zay? Will Zay pick him off as Blue and Flare seem to be on a little bit of a standoff here? Flare pushes up and takes out Blue. Incen goes out to prevent any sort of flank onto Flare as Flare pushes back into sight and uses his man advantage into the round.
Yeah, Flare was sitting on that window by Red along with Blue, and they were just right on the other side of the wall from each other, and it took a minute, but Flare was able to get that pick, and like you said, yeah, early man advantage, and that's what you need. Joe able to make it back into a 4v4. Health advantage is in favor of Umbra here. It seems like we have a bit of a split kind of push again. We have Defy still outside, but Trick is getting wall banged right now, and it seems like Umbra's gonna walk in. Joa swings in, but Wet takes out one, and then Reaver off on the vent gets taken down very low. Wet gets another one, and Reaver very low on health, but Flare is going onto that flank. He might need to hurry up a little bit because Reaver, very unfortunate situation, takes out one, not able to get a second. It's all up to Flare here. He does only have 50 health. I think Wet hurt him right there, but it's just, this is definitely a winnable situation if you're Flare here.
Yeah, Flare pushes up with 56 health, looking to get a little bit of info peek, and Fortune pushes up and takes out Flare. It seems like his tracking screwed up again as he was looking for the gun there. Nonetheless, Umbra goes up 5-2 as they win that round. What a beautiful play by Umbra to secure, or excuse me, Umbra to secure that round. What did you see there, Juice?
That just, it was a good defensive attempt, and honestly, I thought it was gonna go in favor of the defense because you did have the early picks from Flare, and then it just, Umbra, even though they had that man disadvantage, they still played like they were still even, and they walked in, made it a 4v4, made it a 4v3, and it's unfortunate because you think when you have numbers you should win the round, but we see teams time and time again they're able to come back from these deficits, and Umbra doing a very good job of it, up 5-2 right now.
Yeah, I feel like Republic has to full buy here. There's really nothing about it. They have to make sure that they can secure this round. Allowing Umbra to secure the overtime round just makes it that much more difficult, because not only do you not have a round to give, you have to play perfect there. As we get into round number 8, 2 minutes, 22 seconds left on the clock, looking to push up into green as Defi Fu and Wet Bussyfart do finally get that green control. As Blue takes out Zay on the flank over in Kitchen with Joa and Fortune pushing in Kitchen with Blue. It is now 5v4 as Jim and Kitchen control are secured for Umbra.
Yeah, the angle that Blue was holding onto that kitchen window is such a crazy, like, little pixel peek onto the double door. Able to take out Zay right there. That's just very good game sense right there and map knowledge. And Joa takes out one. Blue takes out a second. just like that, it's a 5v2. Umbra is just storming site right now. Wet does have the EMP though, so he needs to toss it over. But Reaver able to take the numbers down a little bit, taking it down again, but Fortune able to get that refrag. All up to Reaver, but the incendiary, good toss from Fortune, able to put them on the match point now, 6-2.
Yeah, it was a beautiful play by Umbra to secure all of that room there. I feel like it was a little bit of a misplay from R3 to not get or to not allow them to take space, but they took space and they took it with ease. It seems like as they were pushing up, they were able to take out Flare on that green side, already making it a 5v2 with EMP down, and then it was just a beautifully placed insend by Umbra to secure that 6th round. Now, Republic needs to play perfect. They need to full buy every single round because every round counts.
Yes, I see. Okay, so I see Silly in the chat. He said Juice is so cute, and then he just said Juice noticed me, so hi, Silly. I see you. I also see Grayson in the chat. Get Trell on Republic next game. Juice, how do you feel about that whiff? You know, people whiff sometimes. I whiff a lot. I suck at this game, so I can relate with that very much. But it happens to the best of us. Sometimes you're like John Wick, and sometimes it's like you're Helen Keller, and you're just blind. But you know, people have their bad games. This Trick takes out Defi off of a very kind of an ego swing right there, you think. Because, what, 3 seconds into the round, he walks in before the drone, and this is what I'm talking about, Scorch. This is what I'm talking about. Republic has the man advantage, so you would think they'd win this round.
Yes, they just need to make sure to not play stupid aggressive. You want to make sure you play super aggressive, a little bit aggressive, but not stupid aggressive. As Wall immediately gets foamed here, Wall is blown blue behind Janitor. Incend goes out to deny any sort of flank on that area. 2 flashes now get pushed out. That is 3 pieces of util immediately dumped for Umbra as Flare takes out 2 on the flank. It is now 5v2 in favor of Flare. This is virtually unlosable as Flare and Zay both take out the remaining 2 players. What a beautiful play by Flare on that flank. This is the same thing we said last half is Republic didn't watch the flank, and Umbra does not seem to pick up on on Republic's mistakes, and they made the exact same mistake.
Yeah, I was watching Flare that whole time, and yeah, I don't think anyone even like batted an eye towards the stairs. And once again, we said it before, you need someone watching flank. No matter what the side is, no matter where you're at, you need to watch every single angle, because you can have a player pop out of nowhere, and then it's detrimental, as we just saw Flare able to get, what, how many picks, 2 or 3? But it's rough, because it's something so avoidable, Scorch. It's something that you can definitely fix.
Yeah, it is definitely, especially with, I don't know who pushed in right off the bat, but they pushed in without looking for drone, and drone seemed to be the reason why a lot of these teams lose, is because they push in before drone goes out and they end up getting killed because that info is not seen, whether that's a kill or whether it's a pick from a gun or a pick from maybe a trip mine or a static as they push in through wallbang damage. Nonetheless, 2 minutes 18 seconds left on the clock for round number 10. Republic needs to play perfect this round if they want to stay alive in this match. Looks like they are securing the the red/green hallway for Umbra. Wall does get foamed over on the other side for Fortune with a lot of wall bangs. Perfect wall bang by Trick to take out Fortune with Zay, and another kill on Defifu. Seems like from red, it is now a 5v3 very quickly in favor of R3.
Yes, and this is where you have to just keep this momentum going, and you have to capitalize off of this. You cannot give up. You can't play ego here. Like, if you're Zay, I would maybe not play as aggressive on this door and just, yeah, it's like, oh, but Trick and Flare able to get 2 picks off on that backside, so it helps out a little bit, but the aggression right there, and a nade is tossed, and Wet almost gets killed from that Kobe of a grenade. Reaver swinging into green through the vent. He is making audio cues, but he's going for that ego swing, and he gets the headshot. And you know, Republic they're storming their way back right now.
Yeah, it was a 4-man advantage win. Could have possibly been 5, like you said, and we're going to go back to it. There's a difference between playing stupid aggressive and super aggressive. in that situation, I feel like Zay played a little bit stupid aggressive. Like you said, he did not need to push that. He should have stayed back in sight, played numbers, as I believe at that time it was a 5v3. Then 2 players got a pick, making it a 5v1. No, it did not matter, but in an alternate universe, it could have mattered. I believe Flare and Reaver played that very well because they both pushed up. Reaver pushed up and took him out, but Flare, excuse me, waited for Reaver to push that to make sure that if he died, he got the refrag. So I feel like that's a perfect example of the difference between playing super aggressive in Reaver and Flare and stupid aggressive in Zay.
No, I completely agree with you. Like, you read my mind. I see Glyco in the chat. Please notice me, but Silly says, no, you don't deserve my beautiful juice's attention. Okay, so well, what's up, Glyco? I guess I'm beautiful now.
It seems like somebody's claiming you.
I know, right? Like, come on, guys, come on. Everyone. Okay, Glyco, what are we talking about in the chat? Okay, I'm just gonna ignore you guys. Getting into this round. Umbra still on match point here, but they do have a lot of rifles now, except for that RCP, so definitely a winnable round here. As early wallbangs from Trick, and there's not a stim on the Umbra side, so Wet, before even seeing a player down to 40 health, and he does have possession of the EMP, so good shots from Trick right there to get that health advantage in favor of him as he tossed the nade, and he gets the pick, and I think it was because he only had 40 health.
Yeah, and Fortune takes out Zay on that refrag there. It is now a... Wait, how did Fortune... Okay, Fortune must have pushed up. And then Trick takes out Defifu on... It looks like in Gym. Jolly on the flank, looking to see if he can get the pick. And he does get the pick on Joa, making it a 4v2. Blue takes out Jolly, now making it a 3v4. But like you said, they did not buy a stim. So the 3v2 is heavily in favor of Republic here as they look to secure their 3rd round in a row as Flare takes out Blue.
Oh yes, Fortune did take out one, but Reaver with that refrag in. I think Scorch. Okay, so I don't know if you would agree with me right here, but Umbra did have the round advantage, and not all of their players could full buy, and when they didn't have any money for utility. Like we saw, they didn't have any stims, so you wonder if maybe they should have went for more of a save round and then bulked up this round, because as you see now, look at their economy. Look at this eco.
Yeah, their economy is good.
You have 5 rifles on the Republic side, all Vezins and Maruis, and look, you have 2 rifles and it's 2 orals. You don't have any Vezins or Maruis. Oh, I guess Joa can buy. Joa's gonna buy a gun, but still, if you saved that last round, not even like full save, you could have went like just straight SMGs. You would have been able to buy a utility if you wanted and possibly win the round. And even if you did lose, you were going to be able to buy this round for the round to send it into overtime or win the game. But now, Republic, this is a round that you should not lose. There is no reason for you to lose this round, and I don't agree with a roamer in this situation. I don't know how you would. I don't know if you'd agree with me on that or not.
Yeah, especially with the fact that they are possibly giving them a gun, as Trick immediately takes out Defifu as they look to see if they can get that pick early onto the Incen, but Defi seemed to have been punished by Trick, looking a little too close as drone goes out, trying to get any sort of util on that flank. Flare is playing super passive. He needs to make sure that he does not die on that flank if he wants to not give anybody the gun. It is now 2 minutes left on the clock with Republic down 5-6, but up numbers 5-4.
Yeah, this is definitely been a turnaround game for Republic. I thought it kind of was gonna be just straight Umbra, but they have really turned it around here. And this is definitely a huge possibility to send this into overtime. And Flare is now going on that flank. That is something you need to keep an eye on, but it doesn't seem like any of the Umbra players are watching. So he might be able to get a pick here if Wet peeks it. And Flare went for a pre-fire, and oh no! Oh, he was pre-firing nothing, and Wet was able to time it when Flare stopped shooting. So now, like you said, they have possession of a rifle now, but Zay able to take out one. The Republic still in the man advantage, 4-3 here.
Yeah, Zay takes out Fortune here. It is now 4-3. Jolly stims up. It is now a heavy 4-3 favor in R3 as Wet Bussyfart and Blue both do not have that health advantage, but there's a stim as Blue gets taken out by Trick and Zay gets taken out by Joa. It is now a 4v1 just like that, just all up to Wet Bussyfart as he pushes up, takes out Reaver on that one-shot headshot, and now Trick takes out Wet Bussyfart on that wall. And I want to go back, Juice, to that comment that you mentioned with their eco. 2 rounds ago, I believe it was Umbra. Umbra bought 2 foams and not a single stim that round. I believe they only used 1 foam, and they kind of screwed their eco because of that, and they were not able to heal because of it. And just like you said, because of that, they were only able to buy SMGs, and Republic won pretty handily. Now, I would say in favor to win this match, as they have now won 4 straight, and the momentum is all their way as Umbra is not able to find an answer to this dominant Republic defense.
Yeah, and I'm agreeing with you right now. I think Republic is definitely in favor right here because they did have the point advantage, and they kind of stomped on defense. And of course, they're going to take my dog is barking. They're going to take defense here.
Hi, Jack.
Come on, Jack. He's just barking. What do you want, Bubba? What do you want? He's just scared. He's scared of the fireworks. He's scared of the fireworks. But yeah, Republic,
oh yeah, I got some on my end too.
it's getting kind of loud here, but you know, definitely, I could definitely see Republic bringing this one back here.
Yeah, foam goes out immediately onto Library, looking to see if they can drone Library. The same kind of basic play that every team's been doing. Zay immediately takes out that drone to make sure that they don't get as much info as possible. Static still on that common area kitchen site to prevent that flank. Now let's see if that second drone goes out, looking to see if they can take kitchen, and they get about the same amount of info as they did the previous round, as they're now all full pushing into Jim as Zay takes out Fortune. One player got a little bit of damage done from trips. It is now 5v4 immediately in favor of R3.
Yeah, Zay takes out the top frag, and that's a stim on the ground too in the wide open, but Wet Bussy and the rest of the team opening up this gym area, and Zay is holding down this green as much as he can, but Defi swings off of that incendiary. Good game sense right there, making it a 4v4 now, but health is in favor of Republic here, as a lot of these Umbra players are very hurt. Incense, nades are flashing, being tossed everywhere. Jolly takes out one. Refrag though by Joa, and Joa's planning on a wall that is wall bangable, so let's see how this is played out here. 3v3, and Defi, Joa getting some shots up. Trick, and who else is that? Reaver in the back of B, but Flare is coming on this flank now. He might need to hurry up just a little bit as time is running out here. Blue watching the flank towards the Library, but he's not looking at his back. Flare takes out one. He doesn't get the second. It's now a 2v2. Reaver refragged by Blue, and it's all up to Trick here. Time is running out, and Blue secures it. And what an effort from Republic here.
Yeah, it was a strong effort indeed as they won 4 straight. Umbra just barely able to scratch off by the skin of their shaft to clutch that round, going up 6-2. But I want to go back to the same thing that we've always been saying. There's a difference between super aggressive and stupid aggressive, but it didn't seem like there was really much aggression at all from the R3 side there, as in the beginning they did shoot out the drones to stop the info onto kitchen, but that was about it. 2 of them rotated back to site, and Flare was just stuck on that kitchen side.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. Republic did really good when they played like a good amount of aggression, and Zay did a good job. Zay was holding down green as best as he can, but he didn't have a teammate on the back end of the hallway watching for that swing. So when he got incensed off, whoever that player was just kind of ran in the hallway and was able to get that pick off onto Zay. And if Zay just had one more person playing in that hallway with him, I think that round goes into Republic's way.
Yeah, and like you said, he got swung, unfortunately, on the other side. What I do is when I play that green side, I put a door blocker there. I make sure that They need to make as much noise as possible to push up towards me. No cloaking device because a proxy would be there. They need to shoot that down. If they shoot that down, I'll be able to hear it and realize that there's somebody around. And usually I play with an incend or a smoke to smoke out or incend that front area so I can just focus on the back. So it's just something to think about as you get into that. And I feel like R3 could have played more aggressive on that on that overtime round. It seems like that they play their best when they're aggressive. I don't know. I just didn't see a lot of aggression that round. I think that's why they lost.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking in my mind when that round started. Oh, the only person that was like even holding an aggressive hold was Zay, and he tried his best. He got an early pick, and he actually killed the top frag. He killed, who was it? Let me look at it. He killed Fortune off rip. So you would imagine you take out the top frag, and Fortune had that stim on his body. So you take down a stim, you take down a top frag, and once again Republic had the man advantage. They just didn't capitalize off that, and it was a good job by Umbra right there to win that round.
Yeah, and I want to go back to that entire game. Let's dissect the game a little bit. With R3, they could have played more aggressive. When they played aggressive, they played super well. Umbra, I feel like their fault lied in the fact that they just full bought almost every round, and they were just super confident in going up 6-2 and realizing, you know what, let's just spend all of our money. Let's just push in. There were a couple people that pushed in without a drone. So it seems like that it was unfortunate for Umbra to spend so much money and the last, like, I believe it was the last round going into overtime, it was all SMGs with one full buy. And the round, not the round before that, but the round before that round, there was another round where they really had no eco, and with that, that's kind of how Triangle Factory made this game, where if you don't spend your money wisely from round to round, you're not going to be able to afford the bigger guns and the bigger, better weapons, the more util and all that kind of stuff, pushing into possibly winning the map. And I believe it was because of the fact that Umbra spent too much money and too much time focusing on that. It kind of costed them, and R3 was able to snowball their way into at least an overtime round.
Yeah, that's definitely the biggest thing I was thinking about. So yeah, for the Umbra side, you definitely need to have better economy management, as we definitely saw. We saw it during the game too. It's something that, like I said, it's definitely something you can work on. You need to have someone just like point that out, because instead of you're up 3 rounds, you're up like 3-4 rounds, instead of having everyone full buy and only having 2-3 rifles, why not SMG buy and get stims and whatever, so the next round everyone can buy? And it almost costed Umbra that game, but because they were able to bring it into overtime, everyone has that set amount of money, so they're able to all buy rifles, and they were able to win that round. But it got a little too close for comfort if you are on the Umbra side.
Yeah, and just to go back to the economy, that one round that they had, I believe it was when they were up 6-4,
and you said that they got wall banged very, very early on, and then one person got hit by trips. They had no stim, but they bought 2 foams and ended up only using 1 charge on 1 foam. So I just feel like those $200 could have been spent on more ways, possibly even getting an incend or a smoke there. I just feel like when it comes to VRML, it's a little bit different than ranked. With ranked, you can buy whatever the hell you want. If you lose a match, you lose a match. But with VRML, it's a little bit different. Everyone's counting on you. With ranked, you don't even need to talk, and sometimes you win. Some people get pissed at you for that, but it's not the end of the world. But with a team, you're committed. You're committed to each other. You're committed to winning. So you want to be able to help each other out. And I feel like that using those $200, those wasted $200, could have gone somewhere else. Possibly even buying that stim. I feel like no matter what round it is, unless it's pistol round, someone should invest in at least 1 stim.
Yeah, and it's like we can read each other's mind. Like it's like I'm thinking the exact same things as you. Like It just maybe because we can see here and we're just watching everyone. We're not actually playing right now, but I feel like it's something that you just have to keep an eye on, whether you are playing or if you're just watching. You need to know what your economy is, and it almost screwed over Umbra. But anyways, getting into the second round, we are on Factory. Republic starting on the defense, Umbra on the attack. It seems like we're gonna have a basic vending push, or hatch rather, but we don't have a drone. As Defi able to jump in through this back Tetris window, and he is taken out by Flare. Joa drops the hatch, gets a little bit of damage taken off on him, and Flare refragged by Wet, but Zay able to get a pick off on the backside. What is happening? And Republic with the man advantage, and Zay takes out another, making it a 4-2 man advantage for Republic.
Yeah, 4-2 indeed, as it was a very, very quick round. Still a minute and 48 seconds left on the clock, with Blue and Fortune unable to kind of gather their thoughts as they're trying to figure out what to do here. Fortune looking around, being like, what in the world do we do here? Blue is pushing up towards vending, trying to see if he can get some sort of play going, but I just don't see it happening. But I've seen worse. I've seen a lot worse happen. I've seen 1v5s get clutched, so let's find out as Blue does foam wall. Wall gets foamed, and Reaver pushes up, tries to take out Fortune, gets one body shot, but nothing else as Fortune takes out Reaver with the help of Blue. It is now all of a sudden 3v2 with Zay on 23 HP. Even though he's on 23 HP, that's still a body to give.
Yeah, and Zay is on that flank, so if these players are not careful, Zay could get a pick off on the Blue. Blue does have EMP, so thankful for that EMP. It's not just like stuck somewhere in a corner, but Zay playing this very careful. Blue trying to see if there's anyone cabinet, but Jolly sitting in the cubby side. And Trick just quick peeking behind the A chassis. It's going to be kind of a hard player. If you are Umbra, Zenate is tossed by Trick. S-tier frag takes out Blue, and it's all up to Fortune. And Zay able to get that pick. That was a really good grenade. And yeah, Republic wins round 1.
Yeah, I feel like R3 played that very well. They, with a 3v2 in hand, with Blue kind of sitting there with EMP waiting, Republic had 2 pieces of util. They had an incen and a nade to deny that plant. So I feel like for the entirety of the round, R3 played that very well. And like what happened with the cast that I had with Martini, we saw many situations where the player with 1 HP ended up getting 2 picks to go into the round and clutching up. So just because you're on 1 HP, just because you're one shot, doesn't mean you can't do anything. And it ended up costing Umbra there as they took out that final player on, I believe it was 2 HP after he was dead.
Yeah, good round from Republic though, and that's just what you like to see. Zay getting that 3K. Zay played that very well off on that flank. He waited until that nade went off. He didn't get over aggressive. He didn't just swing. He waited until that nade got that pick and was able to get that last player. So good job. And once again, well, I guess Fortune does have a drone, but are we gonna see a storage push? It seems like Umbra doesn't really know what they want to do here, and we don't have any Republic players holding down storage, so they're giving up space. But it seems like Umbra doesn't really know that. They're still outside, except Defi's actually crouch walking into electrical right now. If there's not a door blocker on this, he might just be able to walk into sight.
Yeah, they are giving up space way too quickly as Defifu takes out Trick in A. They are now all pushing into A. Complete A control for Umbra as they look to plant the EMP. Joa plants the EMP as Jolly takes out Fortune. Is now 4v4. Defifu takes out Jolly. Is now 3v4 in favor of Umbra with the EMP down. Defifu takes out Zay. I believe he's on Ace Watch here as there are 2 players remaining. Flare takes out Wet Bussy Fart. Reaver takes out Joa. It is now a 2v2 just like that. Very quickly, Flare pushes up. Blue barely was able to take him out. It is now 1v2 in favor of Umbra with EMP down. Reaver has to do something if he wants to clutch this round. Reaver pushes up, looking to see if he can take out Blue. Blue does take out Blue. It is now 1v1, and Defifu takes out Reaver with all body shots. Does not matter as Umbra now take a round. I feel like that was perfect for Umbra there, as Factory is a very defensive heavy map, and you want to get as much rounds as possible on the attacking side.
Yeah, usually you don't see many times where A site is taken without any of the walls being open. Defi kind of just walked in. None of the Republic players were keeping an eye out onto A. Defi got an early pick. There wasn't a door blocker. There wasn't a proxy. So Defi got that pick and just ran in the site, and they had complete control. So they were able to get EMP down. And once you have EMP down, it's just a waiting game at that point. You know the defense is going to swing you, so you just have to hold cross angles, and they played it really well, and they're able to tie it up here 1-1.
Yeah, I'm seeing a pattern here, Juice, for the R3 side specifically. If they don't play aggressive, they lose. They, like you said, they did not play aggressive on that storage push. Not even like it, just because they didn't push B doesn't mean that if they played aggressive, they could have gotten that pick. R3 threw that insend to deny any sort of quick rush as Defifu immediately takes out Zay on that flank watch for lockers. Flare pushes up, takes out Defifu. It is now a 4v4. Flare with 1 HP. I will finish my thought at the end of the round. Looks like Flare pushing up, seeing if he can take out Fortune. Fortune just barely unable to take out Flare here. It is now 4v4 with foam on hatch and hatch blown.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know this or seen it, but the EMP is on the roof. Okay, so Joe is going to go get the EMP. But yeah, Flare's sitting at 1 health. It's just, you don't have a stim, and I mean, I guess it is third round, but you have the economy, Reaver and Jolly and Trick. Honestly, everyone has economy to
They should have
buy a
bought
stim.
stims, yeah.
At least one. This is where it would come in handy. Is Jolly able to take out another? Given Republic the man advantage here, Jolly's just gonna sit bottom orange and just keep these players from walking down the stairs. Is Trick off on the backside, able to take off a player out on gravel, and that's actually a Vezin. That is a Vezin if he can get out there to grab it. He only has, wait, what does Trick have? Trick does have an RCP, and it is an arm's length away, so he could get it. Jolly takes out one, and it's all up to Wet in a 1v4 here.
Yeah, I'm not sure he even knows it's a Vezin as he's not pushing out. Wet Bussy far onto orange side. Nade goes out with an S-tier frag as Flare takes out Wet Bussy as he was unable to hear the nade pushed. It sounded like, it looked like he was pushing out to avoid the nade, then push right back into it.
Yeah, I thought he was running away, and then he turned right back and ran straight back into it. That was a good frag, though, from Flare right there. And Trick did grab that Vezin. He did end up grabbing it.
Yeah, okay, good. And I wanna say the same thing that you were saying. Stims. We need to buy stims here. Or excuse me. R3 and Umbra need to buy stims. We just need to make sure. Sorry. They just need to make sure that they have that health advantage, and it was round 3. I feel like somebody should have invested in stims. I know for me, if I'm in a game, if I have the money to be able to buy it and there is nothing of it and it's kind of needed, I would do it.
Yeah, and once again, we are seeing split buys. Joa and Defi are buying full buy rifles, but Fortune only has a Jesper right now. Is Fortune here? No, he is AFK, so this is another one of those situations that you're kind of playing a protect the president. You got to keep Joa and Defi alive. You can't let these players die and give R3 their guns as Defi able to put that Vezin to good use. Takes out Zay off rip. And I think he got some utility off of that as well. What did he grab? I think he actually got a stim from that. So Flare swings up. Flare getting a little aggressive with that Canuck. Defi getting a 2K and now making it an early 5-3 man advantage.
Yeah, Defi pushed up and grabbed an insane, I believe is what it was. I'm not 100% sure because he doesn't have it on his hip. He might have given it to somebody else. Nonetheless, Jolly on the flank from Orange. It seems to take out 2 players. Maybe they don't realize that there's a third one. It is now just a 2v5 in sight with Mustard in Gen. Looks like a new player pushing up as Blue takes out Reaver and Defifu takes out himself. Reaver taking out Wet Bussy Fart, and Joa taking out Jolly as Trick takes out Mustard, and Blue takes out Trick. It was so close for R3, but Umbra was able to take out another player with Mustard now joining. It seems like there's a new player pushing up. Let's see. Let's say hi. Hello, Mustard.
What it do, Mustard? Trick, I don't know if you saw that. Trick had a disgusting flick. Oh my lord. He did like bro. That I gotta watch that back. He low key just spat on whoever that was that came by. That was actually, if I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me, but that was kind of nasty if what I saw actually happened, because the dude came up right behind him, and it was like a 180 snap turn straight to the dome, and my jaw kind of dropped. I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but I'm definitely gonna rewatch that.
Yeah, I believe Mustard is actually just a sub himself. I believe Mustard and Flare are both on Rebel. So it's Rebel versus Rebel at this point, at least for that one player. I believe he's Stanky. So this will be interesting. 4 players for R3, 4 players for Umbra, with both having 1 sub. Let's see how it pans out, as Umbra now securing 2 rounds. I believe it is very well for Umbra to secure those 2 rounds going into the defensive half. It's still round number 5 though, which means that they can still get another one, as Trick takes out Blue just barely with that aggression. Wet Bussy Fart takes out Jolly with that aggression, with Reaver with a wall bang. Zay pushes up, takes out Mustard. It is just like that. It is a 4v2. Trick is still alive with 9 HP. He could possibly get the other 2 picks, as Defi Fu takes out Flare, getting a little too aggressive there onto that play. It is now 3v2 in favor of R3, with Defifu just barely getting off that stim. There's no stim on the R3 side. Another misplay, as Reaver and Zay both have the ability to get that stim, as Defifu takes out Zay. It is now just a 2v2, as Reaver is now able to get into sight.
Oh yeah, and you had the man advantage, and whoa, Reaver just ran through someone. What is it? Okay, Reaver does take out one through the smoke, and it's now Defi and Reaver in a 1v1 here. They kind of just flip-flop the sides. Oh yeah, Reaver has EMP. He could just sit in storage, so Defi's gonna have to go for a retake. That was so weird. It was like they just kind of flip-flop sides, but Republic had the man advantage, and they kind of threw bodies. But Reaver able to get that pick, making it a 1v1. Defi's gonna have to crouch walk in to get this. Reaver is holding a lead, and Reaver actually went to stim himself, and he's... Okay, I did not think Reaver was killing him right there. Reaver went down to stim himself, and he still was able to get his gun up and flick straight to that head.
I thought that once he pulled out that stim and stimmed himself, I'm like, it's over. He's swinging, it's over. And he just was barely able to get his hand back on that front grip to take him out. I just want to look at the leaderboard real quick. Defifu kind of carrying his team into a defensive, or into their defensive round, as he is now 10-4. What a beautiful play for Defifu, for his entire team.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. I didn't realize Defi was on a generational tear like this. This is like prime Braun right here. What, freaking going against the Warriors? Like, what was that, 26? This is like 2016 Braun right here, I'm not gonna lie. 10-4. Next person on his leaderboard is 1-4. So it's like, and Umbra has 2 rounds. That's like so impressive, because I mean, you
basically a splice.
Yeah,
like,
you
that's pretty
think.
much how it was.
without Defi here, you wonder if R3
they even get around.
Yeah, you wonder if they just be running away with this.
Yeah, as Umbra pushes up onto Orange to see if they can take control of that Zay on that flank again. Let's see if the same thing repeats itself as they get pushed out. Looks like they are taking full control of Orange here. Hatch gets not foamed, actually. Do they not have foam? I don't think they have foam. Wait, I think Umbra did not buy foam here. A little bit of a misplay, as they do have the ability to buy it. Nobody bought it.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate, and Jolly punishes him, takes out one, and this is going to be very hard if you're Umbra right here. You're limited to a single doorway. You can't pop hatch, you can't pop wall. This is going to be very hard. I wonder if we're going to see a rotate, but Defi takes out one off on that backside of the bathroom, and oh no, Umbra, even without foam, are able to take control of site here. That is not the play if you're Republic, but Zay coming on that flank. Jolly takes out one refrag though by Wet Bussy. It's now a 3v3.
Yeah, it was R3 just completely misplayed this. As Flare takes out Joa, it is now 3v2 very quickly in favor of R3, but they need to take control, and Blue takes out Zay. It is now a 2v2 with EMP down. Blue and Defi kind of on their own. Defi takes out Jolly. It is now a 1v2 all up to just Flare, as Flare takes out Defi, but Blue refrags, and holy crap, misplay by Umbra and a misplay by R3.
Yeah, that's a round that you cannot lose if you are Republic right there. That is inexcusable, to be honest. That's not. That's just unfortunate right there. I feel like they had a very late flank. I think that's really what killed them. They had 2 players on the flank, but I don't know if you saw, they were like all the way like vending side. They were super far away, so it's already a 5v3 on site. And then once they took that space, they had EMP down, and Zay was just now getting on the flank going down orange stairs, so I'm not sure. I don't know about the play.
Yeah, but keep in mind, these are 2 new teams. Obviously, there's a lot of players that are familiar with the VRML scene, but these are 2 new teams trying to just try and connect with each other, realize what works best. This is a scrim, so it obviously doesn't really determine who's better than who. But yeah, for Umbra and R3, these are brand new teams, so they're still trying to figure it out, especially with the fact that no one bought foam, had the ability to. It seems like a lot of people aren't buying stims. They just need to work their way around to be able to learn who buys foam, who's doing what, who buys the stims, and all that. Nonetheless, 2 minutes and 7 seconds left on the clock. I'll stop talking about random BS as we get into this round. Storage is now in complete control by R3. Well, kind of complete control. They can take control of it, as Umbra, a little bit of a misplay there, not taking or not allowing them to take space here. What?
Wait, am I? Oh, you're right. My scoreboard is flipped. My fault. I'll change it after this round. My fault.
Mine is also flipped, but I also know the players. Anyways, Mustard takes out Jolly as Reaver refrags Mustard here, looking to see if they have foam. Reaver does have the foam. He will push up to see if he can foam that wall. Zay pushing up on that door, excuse me, with the Cyclone, just barely not able to see Blue as Wet Pussy Fart pushes out, takes out Reaver. Zay refrags Wet Pussy Fart as it is now a 3v3.
I can't get over this dude's name. Every time you just say it so nonchalant.
I'm saying the full name. I'm saying the full name just to be it.
Dude, every time you say it, it just makes me laugh. Like, I can't take this dude seriously. Defi takes out 1, Joey takes out a 2nd. It's all up to Zay here. He does have EMP, but it's gonna be hard as you are at 61 health and you do have a Cyclone. I feel like this is not a good situation to have a Cyclone in, as you're gonna have to isolate 1s, and Joa able to get a play space there and give Umbra that round. Now up 4-3.
Yeah, he also one-handed, I believe.
That. Yeah, he does.
It's interesting now. The way that R3 is playing this, they were able to take space with storage, but they didn't do it quick enough, as Umbra was able to kind of play a little bit aggressive towards that door. There was a flank on that player. I believe it was Blue. I don't know if it was Blue or Wet Bussy Fart, but one of the 2 players pushed up onto the flank and ended up getting 1 pick onto Reaver. If Reaver took him out, he could have grabbed his weapon, as Reaver just had a Jesper in hand. So I don't know. It seems like R3 is still looking to find their fitting, and it seems like Umbra has found something in how they play to continue. Hopefully they can continue this moving forward in different scrims.
I'm pretty sure Reaver did kill someone with that Jesper, by the way. I'm pretty sure he got a kill. I'm pretty sure he got a kill with the Jesper.
Insane. Who killed him? Who died to Reaver's Jesper?
I don't know. Well,
come on, fess up.
Yeah, someone fess up. I know it happened because I saw it in the scoreboard and I just kind of chuckled a little bit. But anyway, Republic is down here. So I wonder what kind of a push we're gonna have. It seems like they're going for Tetris. I don't know if the drone saw Mustard. The drone didn't, but it doesn't matter. Trick able to drop down. Mustard had his hands in his pants. And a bad flash from Trick right there. But we have a 3-man hold in lockers right here. So Umbra, a very aggressive locker hold. Defi, Blue, and Joa all holding this down. Trick going for a lean angle. Does he see anyone? He sees Joa on the backside, but Defi and Blue able to hold those crosses. And it's kind of a free A take if you are Republic. Obviously, they don't know that, but it's just 1 player back there as he's taken out by Zay, and yeah,
it is now completely free.
It's the rest of the Umbra team is in lockers. Okay, they're gonna rotate back, but oh my lord, A is so free right now, and yes, Trick is getting EMP down. Zay going for a swing, he doesn't get him. Joa able to take out Reaver on that breach. Jolly on the backside takes out 1. Joa takes out a second. It's now a 2v3 in favor of Republic with EMP down.
Yeah, all they have to do is just sit on hatch. It seems like a very, very big misplay by Umbra as they full stacked lockers. Not 100% sure why, considering that most people go for that vending push. It seems like that they got a little lucky with them doing the hatch. If R3 pushed that vending, it was a free A take, and they could have planted with possibly all 5 players up. Although Joa looking to defuse the bomb here as he gets taken out by Jolly. Defifu just seems to be looking to save here as he realizes the feat that he has in front of him as R3 now ties up the round 4-4. This is a defensive heavy map, but could we see an overtime possibly? Could we see 3-3 from both halves?
I could definitely see it, and it was definitely a weird hold from Umbra right there. They had 3 people in lockers. I've never seen a hold like that, and it definitely did not work. Once the players died in sight, it was just kind of a scramble, and Republic able to capitalize off that, get in there, get EMP down, and have 3 people on the roof. They had 3 people watching the EMP plant from the roof. That is a near impossible retake. If you would have lost that round, you would have had to disband the team at that point, Scorch. I'm just gonna.
I've seen worse happen with Hotline. Actually, oh no, I believe Hotline was actually on the hatch there. It was a 1v5 situation with Hotline with EMP. All they had to do, and he just had the perfect wall bang to keep, or excuse me, the perfect blind fire to keep them off and end up clutching the 1v5. So yeah, actually you're right. With 3 players on the hatch, it is virtually unlosable. And yes, you should disband at that point if you lose.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, it's just, you just have to, like you said, you have to know the angle to wall bang. As we see a quick swing in from Reaver, takes out 1, Flare takes out a second, and then Defy and Mustard take out Zay and Flare right there. So early 3v3, not even 15 seconds into the round. Reaver's gonna get swung, but he punishes Defy. Goes for that reload, but Mustard able to refrag, and just like that, Scorch, it is a 2v2 as we have a War Room take. Trick is walking in. Good trigger discipline from Joa right there. That is good trigger discipline. I don't know if you saw that, but Trick ran in.
I did.
Joa heard the other footsteps, so he did not shoot his gun. That was a beautiful play from Joa right there.
Yeah, it was a beautiful play as they looked to take War Room. It seemed like it was a little bit of a misplay, a little too aggressive on the R3 side for Orange. I believe they pushed in without any sort of flash, any sort of util to be able to get in there. And Reaver pushing out or taking out 1 player looked to go grab a stim or something on the ground. I feel like maybe it wasn't calmed out that there was 2 people up there because both of them got a pick. So the team obviously had the ability to know that there were 2 people up there. So it seemed like it was a misplay by R3. And again, like you said, beautiful play by, was it Joa?
Joa, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful play by Joa into that War Room area to be able to take out both players with that trigger discipline, realizing 1 person pushed up. Oh, I still hear some footprints. Let me wait until the second guy pushes up, takes out 1, and was able to take out the other with a little bit of health, not going his way, but nonetheless he was able to clutch up that round. Beautiful play by Joa to secure that 5th round for Umbra.
Yeah, and you think if Joa didn't have that good trigger discipline right there, if he does take out Trick, that player that was behind Trick would have known that Joa was in that corner, so it could have easily been Joa getting refragged and then turning into a 1v1. But Joa, it's a very smart play. I love when I see plays like that because it's something that you just have to admire, Scorch. You just have to admire when these players are using their brains, and it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see.
Yeah. I love a good team chemistry. I love a good team chem where everyone's like, okay, let's push up here. If I push up, I need you to wallbang this area to make sure that it's so beautiful to be able to see that. And it was like you said with Joa having the trigger discipline, so beautiful to be able to watch how smart that these players play sometimes. We see some dumb moments, but we need to not let them overshadow the beautiful moments that they have, like Joa did on that. Wall now gets foam from storage as Trick takes out Blue. It is now immediately a 5v4, minute and 18 seconds left on the clock. A little bit of a slower round as Incen goes out. Wet Pussy Fart taking a lot of damage. There's just 2 stims on the Umbra side, but 0 stims on the R3 side.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw where Blue's positioning was. He was just like tucked in the corner of the breach and his, I don't know, his.
I did, yeah, I saw that.
I don't know. Maybe when the breach, I don't know. It was kind of a weird spot. I thought he was gonna swing out, but I think his knee was showing. And Trick is gonna break this door blocker, and Jolly is in assembly right now, and they don't know. I don't think they know. So Jolly could come on this flank and take out Mustard right here, but Mustard able to take out Trick. Off on the breach wall, Jolly's gonna crouch walk up. This should be a free kill if you're Jolly, and it is. And he swings in, he takes out the connector player, but he's refragged. But he gives his team the 3-2 man advantage.
Yeah, it is a 3-2 man advantage. Now it's a 3v1 as Zay takes out Wet Bussifar, and Joa takes himself out with the Insend. Unfortunate play by Joa. He had a beautiful play on the previous round using all of his brain. It seems like he used none of his brain for that play. Nonetheless, what a great play by R3 to secure that 5-5 half. We could very well see 3-3 on both ends.
Yeah, we definitely can. And Deffy putting on a show right now. 14-7. That was really funny. That was really funny.
Oh,
he used 100% of his brain and then 0% of his.
Actually, I want to point out, it seems like his team has started to step up for him on the defensive half, because he was 12 and I believe 5. He's now only 14-7, so he's 2-2 on the defensive half. But it goes to show that this is a team game. It doesn't always take that one player. It's just Deffy played enough to push his team up forward into possibly securing this game.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna point out, but it just made me laugh what you were saying about Joa's brain. So I had to say that first, but then you just had to point it out for me.
I mean, it's true, is it not?
that was actually really funny. But anyways, yeah, this whoever wins this round will be on match point after this. So Republic going for that drone, spots out Joa, and Joa gives. Ooh, Joa kind of gave up all that space, and Zay swings in through this window outside of Tetris. So Republic taking space very early, and once again we see a decent locker hold as Deffy is in here, and Jolly is takes out one on the top of Orange. Trick takes out one, and Deffy got the instant kill. Joa takes out one. What is happening? So many players are dying, but nonetheless, Republic with that 3-2 man advantage right now.
Yeah, and there is one stim in favor of that as Flare takes out Wet Bussifar as Wet Bussifar takes out Jolly. It is now a 2v1 with EMP in hand on Flare. I believe he planted a little bit too early, or a little bit too into sight as Joa pushes up and takes him out, but Zay gets the refrag and a team ace. Beautiful play. I love a good team ace from any team as every single person gets one kill. And it was just all around great play by R3 to be able to get pick by pick. And I say this every single time. All a player needs to do is get one pick, and they win the round. All 5 players get one pick, they win the round. And that's exactly what R3 did.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird plant spot. I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I was like, you're pushing a little too far in there.
Yeah, I thought maybe have your teammate watching lockers, and then you can plant there and still be able to watch the connector door. But he kind of had his back turned as he was planting like on that little half wall. So that player came up right behind him. Luckily that Republic player got that refrag, because that could have been bad if they would have lost that.
Yeah. I think that possibly they thought that they heard him going into lockers. Maybe that's why they're like, oh, I'm gonna plant deep into I believe it was B. I think it's B, right?
Yeah.
Left side B? Yeah, B. But nonetheless, they still were able to clutch up that round as Zay was able to refrag Flare going in for the EMP. We are now 2 minutes 23 seconds into the 12th round, possibly 13th round in the first 2 maps. This is a beautiful game to cast here as we are playing every single round here.
Yeah, and I don't think that Republic. Okay, they do have foams. Okay, I was about to say this is a weird kind of push. It's gonna be a slow push, so Umbra is gonna have time to adjust here. Seems like it's gonna be a full lobby take. All these players are kind of spread out into like kind of a little snake line. Trick leading the pack with that EMP. Reaver had foam. Flare has foam now. Okay, so I wonder if we're going to see a long desk push, but it seems like the Umbra players are not holding B, so it could be a quick take, but you have to wonder if you are Umbra, you're not hearing any noise, so I would imagine you'd have more players go to B side.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's always what I think.
Yeah, but Joa's actually gonna see one here. Reaver actually gets a lot of damage off from the Joa, so the Umbra team is gonna rotate over now that they hear that noise. Trick with that EMP. They're trying to take out Joa. Joa runs into assembly right now, and all Republic is doing is giving Umbra time to rotate over. They only had one player in B, and now Umbra is getting their players back in, so they're getting set up for this push, which I think Republic is taking too long, and they triple stack on the door. Joa with only barely any health takes out one, and then Wet Pussy on the flank. Wait, with the wall bang. Trick takes out one with the nade. Oh, that just fell apart very badly for Republic.
Yeah, Jolly now pushes to blow the wall, and he gets the wall blown and catches Deppy and Lobkey lacking as Mustard takes out Reaver. It is now a 1v2 with Jolly, the only player up for R3, and Wet Pussyfart and Mustard looking to see if they can secure an overtime round, and Wet Pussyfart takes out Jolly. It is now overtime again for the second time, and I wanna say what you were saying before. Whenever I hear nothing on one side, especially if it's the side that is
more favorable.
What's the word? Yeah, more favorable. What's the word? Meta. The meta side. If it's usually the meta side, and I hear no noise from that, I automatically assume there's going to be a flank. So I immediately get myself over there to make sure that I don't get flanked on. And it kind of seemed like that Umbra, wasn't really wasn't really setting themselves up for it. But there was a player in what's it called? Museum? Yeah, there was a player in Museum that took a lot of damage, but was able to retreat just far enough back in assembly to take out one player, and then Wet Pussyfart was able to take out two through wallbangs. So it still kind of worked out for Umbra, but a little bit of a misplay by them.
Yeah, who had score? Okay, so Umbra. Oh my god, I forgot to switch the leaderboard. Oh my god, excuse the. I'm gonna try to do it really quick. Okay, hold on.
So while he's doing that, R3 had score, and they chose defense.
Yes. Okay, keep talking.
With Mustard pushing up and throwing out that incend, as it really doesn't stop anybody from pushing up. Seems like Mustard is now getting a little bit too aggressive. Will one push out? Yes, he does. Zay pushes out, takes out Mustard, looking to see if they can get that second pick as he sees when he's pushing up on that backside. Blue pushing up, getting aggressive. Zay will he push up again and get that second pick as the frag goes out. Beautiful frag to get a little bit of damage done on the flare and a lot of damage done on the Wet Pussyfart. It is now 5v4 in favor of Umbra. Technically, both players have about the same amount of health, as Flared is with an S-tier incend to take out Wet Pussyfart, now making it a 5v3.
Oh my lord, I was keeping an eye on Joa that whole time. He took too long to go. I don't know why he started standing still, but it doesn't matter. R3 able to clutch it up. I don't know what happened with Joa right there. I think he took his headset off. But if he would have walked over to the assembly door, he would have had two people dead. But someone came in through assembly on the electrical side and took him out. That could have been Umbra's round right there. I'm not sure what happened with Joa right there, but nonetheless, Republic wins that round and wins the game 7-6.
Yeah, it was 7-6 in favor of Umbra and 7-6 in favor of R3. I don't know if there's going to be a map 3. It doesn't seem like anybody left. I don't know if you want to cast a map 3. I certainly do.
I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed.
But I mean, I don't know. This could be an interesting. If you're going to bed, I might watch this because it is still. I mean, it was 6-7. Excuse me, 7-6. I am not about to let feed into that. It was 7-6, 7-6.
Someone make an edit. Someone make a 6-7 edit, please.
Do not.
Please.
Holy crap.
Okay, well, I'm going
yeah.
off. Yeah, I'm getting off. This was a fun stream, Scorch. Thank you for coming on to here with me. I know we were supposed to have Flare, but you clutched up, and this was a really good game to watch.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and I gotta get my analyst stuff in, but it was still again a really fun stream to be able to do with you, and especially considering that we watched 26 rounds in 2 maps. I don't know. I always love a good close game, and if this was a league match, before you leave, if this was a league match, who would you think would win map number 3?
Are you still in the lobby? Because I'm not in the lobby anymore. What map did they choose?
They chose Hideout. And so they chose Hideout. R3 starts on defense.
I would probably choose Umbra because I think Republic. I mean, it depends how Republic would play their defense. If they played more aggressive like they were, then I think they could win that. But that's the thing; they got a little too soft sometimes, and those were the rounds that they lost. And Umbra was able to capitalize off those. And Hideout is more attack sided, definitely. So I would imagine whoever starts on attack wins that map. But I think it could go either way.
Well, that's what we said for Factory as well, and it ended up being 3-3 on both sides. With just, I mean, yeah, technically R3 started on defense for both the beginning of the game and in overtime. So yeah, technically you're right. I would say whoever starts on attack would win for Hideout. However, I have seen teams be very defense here.
Yeah, and honestly,
wow, we're getting really aggressive.
Okay, all right, well,
holy crap.
Okay, I'm going to bed. Good night. Adios, everyone, and I will be back with another stream later on. But goodbye.